You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we got a couple of different things involving the Broncos, but one that is pretty eye-opening, something that we've talked about, the idea that could Sean Payton actually cut Russell Wilson? Well, it looks like it's certainly a possibility according to two different ESPN NFL insiders. And we've got a very eye-opening Denver Broncos fan poll that shows, frankly, Broncos fans might be just fine with that. In fact, Broncos fans, by a 75% to 25% margin, would love to see Jarrett Stidham get an extensive run at quarterback to see what he could do. It is bad in Denver right now. But Sean Payton evidently has realized that this is probably a full rebuild. Okay, he was hoping that maybe he could get what he needed to out of Russell Wilson. And if you're Russell Wilson and this happens, I mean, you would assume some team would pick him up as a backup. But do you really want to do that to what many believe is an increasingly tarnished in a Hall of Fame run? A lot of people are actually saying, is he playing himself out of the Hall of Fame right now? NFL Insider believes the Denver Broncos will end up cutting Russell Wilson. 34-year-old Russell Wilson might be on the chopping block, at least according to NFL insider Dan Graziano. Well, there's actually two in here. Wilson, who has gone 5-16. Wow. I actually got to take a step back for a moment. 5-16 out of 21 games? That's astonishingly awful. Look, let's be real. How many quarterbacks would actually get a run like that and stay a starter? Even a guy, I mean, is it only Russell Wilson's pedigree that's his previous performance is allowing him to stay as the starter? As a Denver Broncos starter, since signing a 5-year, $245 million contract, he's 5-16 after signing that contract. It's eating a lot of salary cap money that could be used to rebuild the team. And rebuilding is something the Broncos have definitely struggled to do since their last winning record in 2016. Quote, I think the Broncos have to bite the bullet and cut him before the 2025 guarantees kick in next March, Graziano said. Quote, designate him a post-June 1 cut, take the $35.4 million dead hit cap hit in 2024 and another $49 million or so in 2025, draft a quarterback to rebuild around. Quote, this is a bigger project than I think Sean Payton expected, and a reset probably is the best way to go. If you're going to have a quarterback on a rookie deal for the next couple of years, you can absorb those dead money hits. Got a good point. Sean Payton has certainly had issues with Russell Wilson this season. Payton has been seen yelling at him on the sidelines and dropping some not-so-subtle shade on the 9-time Pro Bowler. For what it's worth, Sean Payton appeared to still have Wilson's back following Denver's loss to the Chiefs, a game in which Russell passed for just 95 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yikes. So, enter in another really damn good NFL insider in Jeremy Fowler. However, agrees with Graziano's assessment of the quarterback situation. Plus, he added in, that 2025 salary is guaranteed for injury, which deepens intrigue if the Broncos continue to slide this season. He told Graziano, would Payton pull him for Jarrett Stidham? The Denver coach seems smitten when discussing Stidham's ceiling at the NFL owners meeting in March. That would be a drastic move, but one that could make sense on a financial level if the losses pile up into mid to late November. Considering Stidham is signed to the Broncos on a 2-year deal worth just $10 million, and the Broncos would have to pay Wilson $39, $37, $40, $45, and $50 million to play out his full contract. They can opt out after 2025. It might be worth making that change. They're 1-5, as you guys know. So, two NFL insiders, both with ESPN, believe that it is on the table that Sean Payton will just end up cutting ties with Russell Wilson. So, what do the fans think? Poll, should Broncos start Jarrett Stidham at quarterback? Well, we know Josh McDaniels liked him, and I think McDaniels thought he was coming back to the Raiders, and at the last minute, Payton come in, and you have to think Payton told him, look, if this doesn't go well, you're going to get a shot. And that may have been, not only that, but $5 million a year is a lot of money for a backup quarterback. Denver Broncos are 1-5, while quarterback Russell Wilson hasn't necessarily been the problem. He hasn't been the solution either. Wilson's overall numbers through 6 games aren't bad. He has completed 65% of his passes, 1,300 yards, 12 TDs, 4 interceptions. I mean, he's got a good TD to interception ratio, but something's just not right there. Over the last 2 weeks, though, Wilson is 33 for 53 for 291, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 8 sacks, and 2 fumbles. That is awful. There's been plenty of blame to go around for Denver's struggles, but Wilson is, quote, not, quote, washed. Wilson is set to be 35 years old next month, though, and it's fair to wonder if he's got a long-term future with the Broncos. If Denver plans to make a change in 2024, should they get an early start now and take a look at Stidham? Now, guys, I'm going to tell you, this is plenty of votes to absolutely get a gauge of how the fan base actually feels. We're talking nearly 3,500 votes here. That's more than enough for a survey. Okay, anything over about 1,500, you're starting to get into the real pulse of it. Should the Broncos start Jarrett Stidham? 74.4% yes. Wow. 15% no. 10% said just doesn't matter to them. I mean, the team's that bad, they're kind of indifferent, which is not great. That's not a great place for your fan base to be. So really and truly, I mean, 85% are saying that either yes or nah, I could go either way. Wow. That's not a good look for Russell Wilson at all. At all. That is absolutely crazy. So, there it is. They think that he's going to be cut next year before March or around March, and they would just take the dead cap hit, draft a quarterback, which a lot of people think that the Broncos might be in play to do anyway. I mean, let's face it. If they jump in and we already know they're sending scouts to look at Drake May. So if that's happening, Russell's not going to be around. You know, they may decide Jarrett Stidham's the guy for a year while the rookie rides the bench for a lot less money. And all in all, you would have essentially $50 million tied up in the quarterback. Well, I mean, the Giants are paying $40 million for Daniel Jones, so yikes. That's one of the worst contracts in the league, too. Boy, there's a lot of bad quarterback contracts. Daniel Jones, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson. I'm interested to see what Kirk Cousins brings now. Wow, I don't know. And I think Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback, but I'm going to be interested to see how much money is he going to actually get. You know, I don't know. I got to be honest with you. As far as money goes, the Raiders did okay with Jimmy Garoppolo. Really and truly, what, $23 million maybe? That's not bad. Not bad if he could recover and stay healthy the rest of the year, that's a bargain. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.